All right, this is a 1970 BMW 1600-2, same thing as the 2002. I installed a 123 ignition in the car, and it's not fully finished up, but I just wanted to go over some notes, mostly from my memory next time I need it, but in case anybody else does too. There are several wires here, red, black, blue, and green, blue and yellow, excuse me. The red will go to the positive terminal. The black goes to the negative terminal of the coil. The blue needs a ground. So what I did was I used just a split terminal, and I attached it back here to this relay that serves for, at least for this ballast resistor that you no longer need. The other thing I wanted to remember here was that this green wire with the clear insulator, it may be different on your car, but at least on my car, green wire, clear insulator, this used to go to this end of the ballast resistor. And then what happens is this is switched power. So switched power comes in, goes to this box, and then it comes back down, and then it reappears at this this green wire with the brown connector. So when you are installing this, you will, if you have your ballast resistor still, you're going to need to remove the switched power and apply it here because you don't need a resistor. I'm leaving this here in my setup just in case I were to ever be on the road and something were to happen and I needed to swap back to a traditional distributor. This way I have the infrastructure there. I haven't changed any of the wiring. I'm gonna maybe label this, tuck it away, but I'm also making this video for myself for later. The other thing to know when you're installing this, and this is all in the instructions, but you want to, when you're installing it, you don't put the black wire from here on the coil. You do red here to get power, you do blue to get ground, and then that way you can install it, turn the key on, and then you turn it until you see the green light. As soon as it comes on, you stop turning it. That's where you want it. You also, so on these, the rotor spins clockwise, so you need to turn it counterclockwise. You also need to put some pressure on the rotor plate to preload it, so you turn it counterclockwise and then you start turning things. So that way there's no play in the shaft, so it can figure out where home is. There's really no number one, number two specific. It just figures it out once you have your engine at top dead center. So that's that. I've also found, it's easier to hold it and do that with the rotor button on, but if you take it off, it may be easier to see that light. The other thing to think about is there are 4 slots in that rotor housing. So you want to kind of get this position to where, you can get to the wires. Also, mine is not Bluetooth. So I have to get this plug out to be able to plug USB into it. So you just need to be able to position it to where all that stuff is okay. Kind of same thing with your vacuum. You want to have that to a good spot to where it's going to be fine. So that way, as you turn it, and you shouldn't have to turn it much, everything's still going to be where you need it to be so you can access it. Last thing, I still need to do, they give you a ton of wiring. So I have it just kind of bundled and out of the way. But I am going to shorten it up and put better connectors on the ends of everything, so that way it's a much nicer installation. So hope this helps if you're trying to install 123 on a 2002 or 1600. And I hope for future me, when I'm having to come back and watch this video to remember what the heck I did, hope this helps me too. So have a good one.